Yeah. I think there's something we didn't touch on in our pre-recording call that I've been thinking about, which is that I think I actually knew this long before I made this decision at Oyster. I keep thinking about a conference I attended several years ago, and my dear friend Caitlin Holloway was speaking about the role of the CHRO and getting your seat at the board table. And I remember attending that session thinking like, she's someone I consider a friend and a mentor, and I look up to her and I follow her career journey, and she's going to like help me figure out the answers to like how to get in the boardroom, because traditionally VPs of people are excluded from these kind of board level conversations. And I remember sitting there and listening to the way she was talking about the kinds of things that you can do and the kinds of influence you can have and the kinds of knowledge that you bring to the table, and just thinking like, I don't actually know if I want to do that. Like that doesn't actually sound like that much fun to me. And it's not the things that I love the most about this work. And maybe the CHRO path isn't the path that I want to take. But I was already on that path and I didn't have another option in mind. So I kept going along that path and being my VP of people self and doing things that I knew I could do and was good at, but didn't necessarily love. And it's tiring. It's really, really, really tiring. It's a hard fucking job, especially the last 2 years when, I mean, I won't go into detail because there are many people who have said it better than I. Many articles have been written about the exhausting and thankless work of people leaders for the last 2.5 years and 2, 3 decades, but really the last couple of years. And I just found that when I was laid off from Stride, I just didn't have it in me to do it again. And it's something that you hear a lot from people in this role where we joke about like, how many more build and scales do you have left in you before you retire, before you go consulting, before you go VC, before you quit the industry entirely and go become a teacher or a filmmaker or literally anything else. And like, that's not a healthy way to be thinking about your career path. Is like, how many more times can I get through another one of these before I quit? And I knew I didn't have another one in me right then, as you know, a newly minted mom of two in a pandemic. And over the following year, it was just more, I was more and more clear that if I could avoid it, I wanted to avoid it. And the only reason I took the consulting job doing the job at Oyster is that I knew it was short term. And I've been very open with them about it. This is not news. But I was like, I'll be your interim head of people because there's that interim in front of my title. And
Yeah.
the only reason I even considered throwing my hat in the ring for the C-level role was that I fell in love with the company and I fell in love with the mission and the team. And I was like, if I was going to do this again, this would be where I would do it. And now that with the scale that we've seen, I am just so very glad that I am where I am and not in my wonderful boss's job, because it is a hard job and it's a hard job at scale and it's a hard job at hypergrowth. And yeah, I really like my cozy little corner over here where I still get to support the rest of our workplace team um, and support the executive team in a lot of this work, but I am not responsible for all of it. And
Yeah.
maybe someday, maybe when my kids are older, maybe when, I don't know, life is different, I'll be interested in doing that again. But right now, I mean, every time I see a job description for a CPO, CHRO, VP, people kind of pop across my inbox, I look at it and I'm like, that just sounds like a lot.